Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen, and today we are going to be doing a spring garden tour. We are officially starting our spring garden tour here in the back bed. And you can see there is the pepper bed, and we've done a little bit of maintenance to it. Just kind of spread out all of the rabbit litter for right now, and we're getting buds on the lilac bush still. They're getting a little bit larger, and the raspberries look pretty asleep still. Some of them are getting buds. Let me see if I can show you this time a little bit better on camera. There, you could kind of see that a little bit better. They're a little bit larger this time. And the goji berry is still asleep. This is my large pile of soil and compost for the garden beds this spring. We've been buying it over the winter time, and we still need more. And we have this stack of bricks for the new project this spring, and we have more on the deck too. And we cut down the parsley the other day, and you'll see that in a video on Friday. And I wanted to show you that the chamomile, I think, is coming back. And here's some of the chives. And we've got some onions in one of them too. On this side, we've got onions that are coming up. They look really good. And yep, here's some more of the chives are coming up. And we put these grates over the garden bed to keep Lola out, because once the ground has thawed like it's done, then Lola likes to go in there and use as a kitty litter box. We don't want that. No kitty litter box. Oh, look at these onions. They're really big. And then some more chives at the end. And this bed is still asleep, waiting for us to do our project. And look at that. We cleaned up beside the shed, which will be in Friday's video too. We're going to go over some of the spring chores that you can do right now. And there's some more of the onions. And there's a big onion. So this is why I let my onions overwinter, is because the next year we get better onions. And let's see, let's take a look and see how the fennel is doing. A little bit. Let's see this one. Oh, there we go. There's some fennel down in there. So we'll see if those come back or not. And you can see that we cleaned up all of the collard greens. And then there's our perennial kale. It's hard to get a good shot because there's a big old shadow going across it from the trellis. But let's see. There we go. And most of these have lost all of their leaves except for at the very top, where you can see that they're getting new leaves. But that's okay. This is how they grow. Alright, now we're going to be moving over to the Japanese garden area. And no, not just going on over here. And the apple tree. Which, Lola Kitty, hi! You can hear her meowing. Not many buds on it yet. But we left all of the mulch in here because it hasn't been above 50 degrees at night. And I don't want to disturb any of the beneficial insects that are nesting in there. We will be doing that later once it's a little bit warmer in spring. Let me see if I can get a close-up on the buds. Hopefully they're not too blurry. It's kind of hard to tell on this little screen. But they are much larger than our last garden tour. Here, hopefully I could focus a little bit better. So I'm excited for that. And here's the rest of the Japanese garden. Only a few things are starting to wake back up, and I think the irises are part of it. They're starting to look a little bit more green. And I also want to show you over here what else has woken up. And it seems like it's a little bit early this year. but we have some of the tulips coming up. And right here is where I planted that tulip bulb that I showed you in the short that I got from work. So that's where that's at. But that won't come up again until next spring. Alright, now we're going to walk over here into the shade of the shed. And here are the irises. And look, more tulip bulbs. I am so excited. And the strawberries over here are looking really good too. I'm very happy with that. The comfrey won't be awake quite yet, but the raspberries over here too, let's see if I can get a good shot. There we go. Are starting to wake up too. So guess what? Soon we are going to be taking down that trellis here on the spring break week, which is the last week in March. And we're going to be putting in the new one because our soil is now workable. In the backyard, in the garden, not quite as much. There's still a few frozen spots, but over here, it is very much workable. And let's see. Some of our other plants are starting to wake up a little bit. And we've got tulips poking through even more. There's one, and there's another one over here. Let's see, there's another one that's coming up. I'm really excited. Some of the cleavers are starting to get green. It won't be long before we do remove this mulch though. There's another one. And then the front yard has the most of them in it. So look at all the tulips that have come up. And they've come up and they've multiplied. I can tell this year because there's a lot more of them than last spring. Look at all those tulips. And let's see, do I see any buds yet? No, not quite yet. But I bet here soon we'll have buds. And then look at all of those. More over here, behind the rock and in front of it. So I'm really excited about this area. I think it's going to be really pretty this spring. Just having all of those tulips just in bloom and they're different colors. And oh, it's spectacular. And then our double flowering almond. Let's just see if I can get you a close up. It's got buds on it too. And that flowers a little bit after the tulips do. But it is so pretty. Still haven't decided what to do with the forsythia. I've been looking into rhododendrons because they say that the root weevils don't eat it. So we'll see. Maybe I can find one. And look at that. These iris are starting to get new leaves. And you can see that my grape hyacinths are starting to come up too. They've actually never got yellow over the winter. They've kind of stayed like this, which was a first. Usually they die back. And this is where one of my hostas is at. And I cleaned this all up. And they are not up yet, which is normal. But I did want to know where all my hostas are, so I marked them all with sticks. You'll see the sticks kind of randomly poking up. But that lets me know where the hostas are, and then I don't cover those areas with the lava rock so that they can grow. There's another stick. Let's see. And there's one there. And Sebastian wanted to get rid of all of his rocks. And I told him, well, you know what? Why don't we go put them in the yard and you could put them around the tree. So he came out here and he put all of his rocks around the tree. So I think it looks pretty cool. Gives it a little bit of pop of color. And he wanted to clean up his room a little bit. He's trying to minimalize. We're actually trying to minimalize the whole entire house. It's been a challenge. We also cleaned up Sebastian's area. We got his trampoline out. So that's good for him and his autism. It's something that he can do to kind of get out some of the hyperactivity. And look at that. We moved all of the potting soil. And we still need to move our mower. But that's okay. That looks pretty good. So we need to put down a little bit more mulch. And I'm going to buy that as soon as I see it, so that we can kind of fill this area in. And something that Donnie and I have been talking about is in this area over here, especially after we raked it the other day, this is just dirt. It's just not growing. We have just had such a hard time getting any of the grass to get started because we don't have water but 2 days a week. And so it makes it really hard for us to try to start grass. So what we decided is we're going to get rid of this area. And we're going to kind of come out here and go here. So we'll be taking out all of this. And we're going to be turning it into a little paved path that goes through here. And then we're going to stop right there. And we're going to come across. So that this whole area will become part of the flower bed. So that means I will get to extend out probably to right about here. And we'll get to have more plants there. I'm excited about that. I think you all know by now how much I love my plants. And if I can extend it, I will. But we're really excited to be starting on this trellis project. We actually went for a drive on St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you all had a lovely St. Patrick's Day. We did. And Donnie and I talked about the trellis and all the changes that we're going to make over here. And he's really excited to start on that project. So we'll be starting on that next week. And you guys will all get to see exactly how we do it and exactly how we build it. But first, I am going to have to cut down all of these to just above ground level. Probably a couple of inches is all I'm going to leave on them. And they'll come back. It'll be fine. And this area doesn't produce as much. This is more of like an ornamental, you know, raspberry area, I guess, since the ones in the back produce the most. All right, let's see. I think that covers everything except for what I've got going on inside of the house. And I'm going to show you that. But first, let's go say hi to Lola. She's up by the front door. We're trying to still get her in socks, kind of to doing the slow introduction from Jackson Galaxy. We watch him on TV. And that's going okay. Hey, Lola kitty. Yeah, she's still a little mad at us. Oh, there we go. Hi. But we'll eventually get it all worked out. And you can see we're still under construction in the bathroom because we still have stuff that we need to throw away this week. Hopefully it'll be done soon. I'm very excited about that because now it's time to concentrate on spring projects. And let's see. Yep. The pansies are still there. The strawberries on this side are getting a little bit more green. And I could probably clean out these barrels. And I put down a little bit of soil for the rose bush to see how that's going to do. But that kind of concludes our garden tour for the outside part. Now I'm going to take you guys inside. Oh, wait, one more thing I wanted to show you. Look at that. All of the crab apples on the dwarf weeping crab apple are gone, except for, oh, look, one. There's one in there hanging out. But the robins are back, and they came, and in a few days, they devoured them. So I was really glad that we had that food source for them. Okay, now we're going to go inside, and I'm going to show you what we're doing in there. Okay, I hope the lights are not too harsh for you guys on screen. I know it's a little bit bright. Hi! Oh, okay, hello, Socks. Gotta say hi to her, too. And I wanted to show you that here are the 3 new trays that I just planted. Here are the peppers, and let's see, these are tomatoes. Let's see, that's the yarrow. There's our wildflower mix, the fig, the blackberry, the dahlias I planted, and I'll give you a sneak peek under here. Look at that. The tomatoes are really sprouting. I'm going to have to move them out of this little dome area. And that's what's growing. And I just planted these yesterday, and it took me 3 hours, if you can believe that. Yeah, it was a long time. It was a lot of seeds to plant. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, pretty girl. She has to say hi, too. All right, so that is kind of concluding our garden tour. I hope all of you are having a wonderful first day of spring, and I hope that you had a fantastic St. Patrick's Day. I hope all of you enjoyed our spring garden tour. I am out here in short sleeves today and it is gorgeous. I am so excited that spring is finally here and we get to work in the yard again. I love working with my houseplants, but this is my real passion, is being outside in the garden. So thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I love it when you guys comment and I read all of them. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Happy gardening, everyone. What are you watching, Lola? Oh, did you find a spider? Did you find a spider? Did he get away? We want to leave the spiders. They're good for the garden. Yep, and I see other bugs flying around out here too. It is definitely spring.